there was a fractured verdict in Karnataka. Bharatiya Janata Party emerged as a single largest party. It got 104 seats. Congress Party got 80 seats. And JDS got 36 seats. Since the BJP party is a single largest party, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka called Mr. Yediyurappa to form the government. And he gave time to establish majority on the floor of the House. Mr. Yediyurappa could not able to show the majority on the floor of the House. It failed. After that, Honorable Governor called Mr. Kumaraswamy, who is a leader of both Congress and JDS. And Kumaraswamy became the Chief Minister of Karnataka of the coalition government of Congress and BJP. He was there for Chief Minister for 1 year, 2 months. During 2019, Mr. Kumaraswamy was the Chief Minister. I was the Coordination Committee Chairman. Mr. Parameswar was the Deputy Chief Minister of the coalition government. He belongs to our party. Though we are 80 in number, we supported Kumaraswamy to form the government in order to avoid BJP to form the government. The communal party should not come to power. That was our stand. They started after Mr. Yediyurappa could not prove the majority on the floor of the House. He started for the horse trading of the MLAs. He gave money to the MLAs. That is, in Karnataka it is called Operation Lotus. And this word came into existence during 2008 when Yediyurappa was the Chief Minister then. Till then, there was no such word in Karnataka politics, of course in Indian politics. So Yediyurappa started this Operation Kamala. And you could able to woo 14 MLAs from Congress Party and 3 MLAs from JDS. Totally 17 MLAs who resigned at the instance of Mr. Yediyurappa, BJP, and which is ably supported by central government headed by Mr. Narendra Modi ji. It is Narendra Modi ji who supported Yediyurappa to topple the government headed by Mr. Kumaraswamy. In the month of July 2019, all the 17 MLAs have resigned before the Speaker of the Karnataka Legislature. And it was not voluntarily resigned. It was not free and voluntary. It was at the instance of the BJP and Mr. Yediyurappa. They all have resigned. Subsequently, they joined BJP. All the 17 MLAs they joined, and Kumaraswamy's government collapsed. I was not carrying my number. I don't have a mobile phone with me. That is why he tapped my PS number, one Venkatesh. He has been with me since 27 years. He has tapped his number and also tapped Satish number is a PA to Mr. Kumar Swamy, and also Manjunath's number is a security to Mr. Devegoda. It is at the instance of the Government of India. It is Government of India, headed by Mr. Narendra Modi ji, who played this dirty game to topple the opposition government. So they were succeeded in that. That is why they tapped the numbers of Satish, Venkatesh, Manjunath, and our Dr. Parmeshwar, who was a Deputy Chief Minister in the coalition government. Now it is a crime according to me. It's a crime committed by the Government of India. It has to be raised in both the houses of Parliament, and the inquiry is needed. I request Mr. Kargeji and also the leader in the lower house to demand an inquiry to the whole matter by a high-level inquiry. See, this dirty game has to be stopped. The party which is in power at the center should not play this type of dirty game, should not commit crimes in this manner. See, these numbers are now leaked, and it is confirmed by the one Mr. Ajay. I spoke to my PA, Venkatesh, and he spoke to him also, that Ajay spoke to Mr. PA, and he has confirmed that it is his number only. And it is confirmed with Satish also, it is his number only. According to the report of the Wire, it is these numbers are of the numbers of the PA and of Kumar Swamy and PA of myself. Definitely it is a crime. It has to be stopped. This type of dirty game should not be allowed in politics. This is not democracy. In a democratic government, toppling the developed government, it's a crime. That is my point.
Thank you, sir. DK Shiv Kumar ji, and then we'll take your questions. That's not working well. Just take this. Good enough.
Good evening to all of you. I would not take much of your time. I think the entire country has come to know about this entire phone tapping. The Wire has come out with a lot of issues. One thing I would like to make a point. At this point of time, after the government fell down, reports came out in the media about the phone tapping by the Karnataka government itself. Then Yediyurappa was kind enough to order a CBI probe. He ordered a CBI probe, and that probe is still on. Investigation are still going on. When they were so urgent and immediately ordered a CBI probe, I demand, as our General Secretary Venugopaji demanded, that this undoubtedly the Government of India should announce the Supreme Court investigation should take place, whatever the form of investigation, as our party has requested, by the heading a Supreme Court judge. I think this investigation has to take out. Then only the law of this country will prevail. Because already earlier in Karnataka, on a telephone tapping case, Mr. Ramakrishna Hegde government also was being collapsed. There are a lot of instances in that. So we demand a probe, a judicial probe, headed by the Supreme Court of this country.
Thank you. Any questions we'll take one by one. आदरणीय मित्र, पूरे देश ने यह देखा कि एक ऐसी सरकार जो अल्पमत में थी, जैसा सिद्धारमैया साहब ने कहा, उनके पास केवल 104 विधायक थे। 104 विधायकों में आप बहुमत साबित नहीं कर सकते। बहुमत साबित करने का मौका मिला, वो फेल हो गए। जनता दल और कांग्रेस की साझी सरकार बनी। अगर आप जब तक पार्टी का 2/3 स्प्लिट नहीं होता, हिंदुस्तान के संविधान में आप अपनी पार्टी की सदस्यता छोड़कर नहीं जा सकते। पर यहां तो हुआ नहीं। उन्होंने चंद विधायक, 14 विधायक खरीद लिए। और सिद्धारमैया साहब ने कहा, परमेश्वर जी ने कहा, खड़गे साहब ने कहा, डीके शिव कुमार जी ने कहा कि देखिए, ये लोग अपनी मर्जी से इस्तीफा नहीं दे रहे, ये हमारी पार्टी के सदस्य हैं, इन पर व्हिप लागू है और हम इसलिए इन्हें व्हिप इशू करते हैं। हिंदुस्तान के 73 साल के इतिहास में ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि जो भगोड़े हों, जिन्होंने पैसे लेकर अपनी मंशा और ईमान और पार्टी बदलने का निर्णय किया हो, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट गए और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के मुख्य न्यायाधीश, जैसा केसी वेणुगोपाल जी कह रहे थे और अधीर जी, रंजन गोगोई साहब ने कहा कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का व्हिप इन पर लागू नहीं होगा। और इन्हीं सनसनीखेज खुलासों में दूसरी बात क्या सामने आई है कि जब रंजन गोगोई साहब के खिलाफ एक महिला ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में इल्जाम लगाए थे, तो मोदी सरकार उस महिला के समेत 11 परिवार के सदस्यों की भी जासूसी कर रही थी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो न्यूट्रल है ना, आर्बिटर। तो इसका क्या मतलब निकाला जाए? 73 साल में पहली बार एंटी डिफेक्शन कानून को खत्म कर रंजन गोगोई साहब ने यह निर्णय दे दिया कि इन लोगों पर एंटी डिफेक्शन एक्ट या व्हिप नहीं लागू होगा। और दूसरी तरफ सरकार उस महिला और उसके 11 परिवारजनों के फोन को टैप कर रही थी। इधर सिद्धारमैया साहब के फोन को टैप कर रही थी, उधर डीके शिव कुमार जी के फोन को टैप कर रही थी। अगर देश के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री के सिक्योरिटी ऑफिसर का फोन भी टैप हो सकता है, तो इस देश में आप या कोई और आपका दर्शक, किसी की बहन, किसी की बेटी, किसी की मां का फोन भी टैप हो सकता है। इसलिए जो सरकार कर्नाटक में बनाई वो असंवैधानिक है, कानून और संविधान की हत्या करके बनाई गई है। और पिगेसस सॉफ्टवेयर का उन फोन की रिकॉर्डिंग में और क्या क्या राजनीतिक गतिविधि हम सब कर रहे थे, उसमें सबसे बड़ी भूमिका अब ये सामने आ गई। धन्यवाद। यस सर, we'll take that question right away, I promise you. Let me ask if anybody else a question relating to this PC. Any other question or? Yes, Uma ji. Sir, I'll come back to you. आदरणीय साथी, ये सरकार असंवैधानिक नहीं, नाजायज भी है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कर्नाटक की सरकार एक नाजायज सरकार है। जायज सरकार वो है जो बहुमत और जनता के वोट से बनी हो। जो भगोड़ों को अपनी पार्टी में असंवैधानिक तरीके से शामिल करके बनी हो, वो सरकार कानून और संविधान की सरकार हो ही नहीं सकती। मुझे विश्वास है कि जैसे ही इस पूरे मामले की सुप्रीम कोर्ट की अध्यक्षता में इंक्वायरी होगी, तो वो सारे चेहरे सामने आ जाएंगे, समेत देश के गृह मंत्री के, जिन्होंने ये असंवैधानिक कार्य किया। जिस दिन वो इंक्वायरी रिपोर्ट और सारे तथ्य सामने होंगे, हम बाकायदा उस दिन अपने कानूनी अधिकार का जाकर सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक इस्तेमाल करेंगे। सर।
he also said it's God grace, government collapse.
Well, I can only say one thing, that he is factually wrong is now proved by these revelations. That's all. So whatever wrong impression he had in his mind now stands corrected by the revelations. Yes, sir.
Only 14 MLAs from Congress and 3 MLAs from JDS went with BJP. They have told that themselves they went to their party and they left the Congress and JDS. Do you think that there is any forceful alignment?
Sir, as Shri K.C. Venugopal ji, who was then also General Secretary in charge, pointed out to you, and let me reiterate. Any MLA can resign, go home, no problems. There is no difficulty. However, when you make an MLA resign by allurement of joining the other party, then he stands disqualified. Otherwise, anti-defection law should be torn and thrown, and so should the constitution be. If constitution has to be respected, if rule of law has to sustain, then anyone who by allurement and bribery is resigning one party to join other party has to be disqualified. That is the law and the constitution of this country. So if these 14 MLAs and 3 MLAs of JDS, they had resigned, gone home and started agriculture or other operations, was understandable. But did they do so? In hindsight, what we were saying has come true. They resigned.
Now majority of the ministers.
They resigned. They went over to whom? BJP. And then they became ministers to earn spoils of power. So, Constitution's Anti-Defection Act says, once I am elected on symbol of a party, then only by two-third majority my party can be split and not otherwise. Otherwise I lose my membership. That's the law.
What do you think of the role of this Pegasus spyware?
That is not for me to think or for you to think, it is for you to adjudge. I let you decide. Now the role of Pegasus spyware in toppling an elected government is writ large. Responsibility of Home Minister has to be fixed. Yes, sir. And then I'll go to the Karnataka question after that. भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने एक से अधिक बार ये कहा है कि वो महाराष्ट्र की चुनी हुई कोएलिशन सरकार को गिराना चाहते हैं, परंतु उनका षड्यंत्र कामयाब नहीं हो पाया। खड़गे साहब ने बिल्कुल सही फरमाया, क्योंकि वो महासचिव प्रभारी महाराष्ट्र भी रहे हैं। पर अब जब उनकी कलई और पोल सार्वजनिक तौर से खुल गई है, तो वो इस प्रकार का कुकृत्य और दुष्कर्म नहीं कर पाएंगे, मुझे ऐसी उम्मीद है। कैन वी गो? ओके। हम हर वो संभव कार्य जो इस देश के संविधान की रक्षा के लिए हम कर सकते हैं, वो सारे कदम उठाएंगे। सर,
So one of the biggest learning experiences in the last 2 months has been about Punjab. And now in Karnataka today, Rahul Gandhi has held a meeting. Is it clear who's going to lead the party? Is it going to be United Front? Will it be Mr. D.K. Shivkumar as the Chief Minister? Or will it be Mr. Siddaramaiah? Have you been able to sort this out?
thank you for your question, Sunil ji. I think who's going to lead the party are sitting on this stage. You have on my right side Shri Siddaramaiah ji. You have next to Venugopal ji, our senior most leader again, like Siddaramaiah ji, Shri Khadge Sahab, and you have with him Shri D.K. Shivkumar ji. And of course we have our young working president Dhruv Narayan ji. All that I want to say, Bharatiya Janata Party is now caught in its own game of deception and defection in Karnataka. Their lies, untruths, corruption, malgovernance and maladministration have been now exposed. No wonder now they want to sack Shri Yadurappa as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. People are suffering on account of constant bickering, loot, corruption and maladministration in Karnataka. We are concerned about 8 to 9 crore people of Karnataka and their welfare. We don't care how they distribute spoils of power. So, in order to ensure that party takes up this challenge unitedly, Rahulji had long deliberations with Shri Siddharamaiah as also with Shri D.K. Shivkumar. I assure you, and I've said earlier, and let me reiterate again, and you'll hear it from both of them also. Congress party is united. There is no difference of leadership. And the issue, and thank you for suggesting that we are coming to power, which with blessings of people we will come to power. The day Congress gets 150 plus majority, which we hope to with blessings of people of Karnataka, the Congress legislators and Congress leadership will decide who will lead the party. We are very, very clear on that issue. So is Mr. Siddharamaiah very clear on the issue, and so is D.K. Shivkumarji very clear on the issue. So Congress party will be projected. And naturally, my leader of opposition is Siddharamaiah ji, our PCC president is D.K. Shivkumar ji, India's leader of opposition is Khadge Sahab. Then all of them and many, many other younger leaders who are also present in this hall today and many who are not, will work together and ensure that a Congress government is formed in Karnataka to serve. Thank you. I'll also let Shri Siddharamaiah and Shri D.K. Shivkumar answer your question so that you are satisfied, and I'm sure they will answer in Kannada. So they want to hear the same thing in Kannada.
No,
For our friends from Karnataka, yes.
Mr. Surjewala ji answered your question. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. I don't know how many of you
No, Kannada
understand Kannada. Karnataka people are also here, Karnataka journalists are here, they can follow. But as far as the national media persons are concerned, they can't follow Kannada. He is also Kannadiga. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಭ್ರಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಅನೈತಿಕವಾದಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಮುಂಬಾಗಲಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂಬಾಗಲಿನಿಂದ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಕಮಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಗಂಟೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, MLAಗಳನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿ MLAಗಳ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡಿಸಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರು ಹಿಂಬಾಗಲಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು. ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೀ ಲೂಟಿ ಹೊಡೆಯೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಏನು ನಡೀತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ is totally dead. Only they are making money in this government. That is why MLAs are unhappy. Not Congress MLAs, BJP MLAs themselves are unhappy. And BJP MLAಗಳೇ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದಿರಲಿ, ನಾವು ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅವರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ BJP MLAsನೇ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನ ಮೇಲೆ 20% ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿಶ್ವನಾಥ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆರೋಪನ, ಯತ್ನಾಳ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆರೋಪನ, ಯೋಗೇಶ್ವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆರೋಪನ, ಅರವಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆರೋಪನ. ಹೀಗೆ ಮೆನಿ MLAs ಅವರು ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಡೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕರಪ್ಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನಾವೇನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನ ತೆಗೆದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕರಪ್ಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟೇ ಬರೋದು. ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋರು ನಾವು. ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕೋದು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಈ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇರಲೇಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ಇರಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಇನ್ನು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ ಇರೋ ಪಾರ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಿನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾನಿಯಾಗ ಅಂತ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳಲ್ಲ, ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾನಿ ಆಗದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಈಗ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ನೀವು ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಇದೆ, ಅಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
I'll answer that, don't worry. DK Shiv Kumar ji.
ನೋಡಿ, ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಮ್ದೊಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ದೊಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಮೂಹಿಕ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ, ಬರೀ ಒಬ್ರು ಇಬ್ರು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಡಜನ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಜನ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಂಬಾಯಲೇ ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಾತು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮಾತು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೂ ಸಾಬೀತಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆ ಅವ್ರ ಸೇವೆ ಎರಡೂ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.